Hi everyone, good morning. It's another episode of Just a Chat with me, Alabi. Oh, how has been your week? How are you doing and how is everything going? Well, my own week has been a mixture of so much like kind of emotional roller coaster for me. Yeah, because it's a week whereby one of my dearest sister was laid to rest in Lori. This is someone that, growing up, she was there for me. She was like a mother figure for my youth fellowship then in Lori. That is in person of Auntie Linda. She has been an amazing person to me. And even after I left Lori, she still keep in touch with me, with some other people, with my mom, and she's an amazing person. She's a single mother. She died as a single mother. I was fortunate to know about her story before she got married. When she got married, when she had a child, and how she raised the child after like maybe like a year into the marriage, and she has been going through this moment, this time, taking care of the baby by herself. So, when I said I do unbroken, that I have a lot of single mothers around me, these are some of the people I talk about that I know. I've known their story, I've known what they've gone through. I know that I see their pain. I see them when they are smiling. I see them when they are unhappy. I hear their stories. I listen to them. I listen to the words they are not saying. And I really understand that these people, I call them Shiro because they are hero in a woman from women that stand to be the man and the woman. And I just pray that God will grant the family and myself and everyone around, all the Shalom family, the fortitude to bear this loss. And to our only daughter, Faith, she's doing amazingly well on Facebook too. She's into fashion world and she's doing fashion empire. That's the name of her page, and I really thank God for the legacy she has put down for the child to find her life, to find herself. You know, as a mother, if you can't do something, you can't achieve something in life, or as a parent, let your children be able to do much more than what you are doing or what you've been able to achieve in life. Because that is the joy of every parent, that our children will outlive us and they will do great and amazing things. So that's just been how my week is. And I believe you too, you are coping fine, you are doing fine. Please stay well, stay around people that really care for you, that really love you. Find love. Like I always say that in everything you do in life, find a purpose for living. It's very important. Find a purpose for living. Find find people that that they believe in your purpose, hang around them. Find happiness. Find happiness, then ensure that you share love to people, you hang around people that love you. It's very important. And most importantly, which is the last thing, is find God. It's very important. No matter what you achieve in this life, if you don't have God, if you don't find God, if God is out of it, then it's just a waste. It's just like coming into this world and achieving nothing. So find life, find purpose, find love, and find God. In all these things, you find fulfillment. And we pray that we all live to fulfill this purpose in our life. That is our ultimate goal. So in everything you do, please ensure you have this at the back of your mind. And today I have wonderful people around me today to join me on the seat. Please let me welcome from my left here, I have Mrs. Olowo Kere, Bishop baby.
Morning.
Bishop Mama, you're a mama now, eh? You're not Bishop baby, Bishop Mama. How are you doing?
Fine, thank
How
you.
is baby?
Doing great.
I mean, nothing more that thing now.
Yes.
It isn't easy.
It's another.
It's another episode on the
Yes.
tune. I know it's a face now, like I always that, being a mother, a womanhood is a face, they're better. I want husband, I need husband, oh, I need a
Exactly.
partner, you get a partner. Now,
I want
God
a child.
answers, I want a child. God even answered your time, you have a child. The child comes,
I want to start working
this
on
child
them.
teaching time, working time, talking time. Oh yeah, go to school. As
Ah,
in, so it's in phases, and that's why I just celebrate mothers. We always men are always jealous that we don't celebrate, but women, we celebrate women too, because to be a woman, to be a mother, it's not an easy thing.
yes.
So I celebrate you.
Thank
I appreciate you. You are doing amazingly well, raising a boy
you.
child. Eh?
Thank you.
Ah, my brother, Also, then you do about it like that now. I can read your mind. The way I caught you in camera. The way you're like, see, everything about women. I mean, I'm not speaking the right. I'm not saying the right.
You're not.
I'm not.
We are jealous.
Yes, now because you be like women all the time. You celebrate. You know, last week we celebrated Men's Day. Now,
It becomes off for you.
we celebrate you guys. And even though you don't celebrate, some of them don't even remember that it's Men's Day, but we celebrated you guys. Is it true? We enter your head. Okay, if you don't enter your head, who else will enter? What else will enter your head? So how you do? Good to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Good to have you. You know, whenever you have something about relationship major, because that is your core area, you know, we always find a way to go there to come over to you. And how is
It's a privilege.
ministry, family?
Yeah, God is us. It's amazing. I've seen God in different facets.
Yeah. And planning towards your program too is
Yeah,
December. Yeah.
Second.
Marriage clinic here. Okay.
Well, we first got that always just the child we have on. We
Sure.
Come
You
here
know,
to talk about it.
yeah, yes, you know, like I always like, you know, most time we don't come here just to chat alone, you know. At times, even in chatting, we learn some things. I learn myself, and I believe we learn, and I believe our audience learn too, because there's nobody that will say, I know it all. The day you stop learning, that's when you stop growing. If you believe that, oh, I've known it, or there are some things that we've grown up with, there are some mindset that we've grown up with, and the more we talk about things, okay, these are the way, maybe these are the ways that it worked. Fine, it might not work in another family like that, but have you even tried it at all and see that it's not? If you don't try some things, you won't say whether it works or not.
True.
You understand? So that's why we always have people like you, experienced people like you, to talk to us in some areas that has to do with family setting. And today, you know, yes, it's good to have you. And today, you know, we're just looking into a topic about, you know, we always talk about, okay, seeking parental consent about marriage, that people having a kind of maybe specific tribe that they want to get married to. You know, these are some of the things that, because I have to go with some questions and some things people always talk about and they complain about, that, okay, what are the things that are going on in marriage? But there are two major topics I want us to just dive into briefly. First one is seeking, how far can one go about seeking parental consent. People believe that, okay, some tribes are no-go area, and these are the tribes you should marry. Oh, these are the tribes I shouldn't marry. And the second part of the question, which I know is going to be a series and it's going to lead us to many other questions, is about sacrificial love. Romeo and Juliet love. How far should you don't go the sacrifice for love? But let's briefly, I want us to just talk about that intertribal marriage briefly before we go into the second one.
Okay, thank you so much for having me once again. I think when it comes to marriage, the two parties involved are very important. That is the husband and wife to be. They play a very key role. But then, because of differences in our cultures, you know, the way we do things, we see people trying to say, what is daddy and mommy saying about this? And so, or possibly you want to take who you want to get married to go and see your father and mother, get approval. But the major thing is, first, if you have someone that you want to get married to, and two of you agree, and you know that this is the person you want to marry, I think that's the first foundation. And because we are in a program like this and trying to educate and show, some parents will also watch us and see their own stuff. I don't think it's right for any parent to come as a barrier between someone that your wife or your son or daughter have found to be a partner. Want to marry. If you look at even biblical contexts, when Isaac was found, was married to Rebecca, and then what's it called, the servant of Abraham went for him and got to Rebecca. When they got to the father said, let us call the lady herself. He's the one that is a major. We cannot do anything here. What are you saying to you? Are you ready to marry? That statement give me a very strong conclusion that, oh, the two parties that want to get married, they are very important. And even the parent, as it were, even though it's put to get their consent, pray for them. So at any point you see a parent trying to project their own personal interest more than the interest of their wife, of their son or daughter, it has to be checked. Usually, I've seen parents who will say, is that the person you want to marry? And you two of you, have you agreed? Praise God. You understand? Then you begin to see. I remember when I want to get married, immediately I told my mom, it's from so state, I won't mention state. She said, no, don't marry. And Mom, what is it? Okay, we are children of God.
Can you imagine?
Mommy, how can you use one? How many of them have you met all together in your life? He said, once you might outside they behave, they don't stay. I feel we've known ourselves. Of course, that one didn't work out not because of that. I think, this is the person I want to marry.
Okay, not your current
No,
one.
no.
Okay, could it be the reason why you did?
No.
Okay.
That one is another subject entirely. When you say another person trying to go outside what you say you don't want, and they want you want sex, I say I don't want sex, that's another subject, but then I was convinced enough that this is a person I want to. She's a Christian, she's on Foursquare. I'm a living faith at that time. I remember I stood against and said, no, you can't marry. And she just a visit. She didn't come to stay because I just stood there. I said, no. So I don't think it should be something that should stand as a barrier. In as much as two of them are agreed, it's your prayer that is, because you are not going to stay with them. In the order of this thing, you even pass on before them. I want to look with their Why do you have to now bring your own experience? Maybe one out of 1 million. You now say that's how they behave in that area. So two people that are involved should be given that liberty to make their choice. And if they bring to, so that it's not that, for me to say this, when they come to meet you as a parent, it's not that they cannot go ahead to do without you, but so that they honor you. One, so that they also see, you will not, is it that you don't know the husband of your daughter or not? You understand? So that's what you see, not that I'm looking for rubber stamp for my dad. He wants to do like this. We shouldn't be that. You understand? But we see it happening. So for those parents watching us, that is the extent at which you celebrate your son or your daughter who they have agreed to be together. And then you can see them succeeding in marriage at the end of the day. That's just
Thank you very much for Pastor David. There are 2 points I bring out of that. Like a lot of us, we can see the fault from another place, but we don't even see ourselves. Okay, someone that is saying, okay, like your mom now, for instance, saying that one family, one tribe is they don't used to do this. How about the place where you yourself come from? But there should be something related that some people will be saying that this place, don't go there. They are very fetish, they are this, they are that, different places with different people. I think the earlier we understand that it's about individuality.
That's right.
Not about the entire people from the village. Who are you dealing with? You understand? But at the same time, they say that what a child will climb up to see. If an adult sit down, if an adult so that's what they will always say. And we've seen cases whereby some people have gone ahead without, some parents have refused to give a parental blessing to their children. Because of that, we've seen some children who have said, I don't care, I'm going to go and rent parents outside. I don't need you in this. And maybe by the time things are not working for them, they might say, it's because maybe your parent. So how do we now balance that so that before we just come to
yes, it's an important thing that we see. But what I will advise is this. For my faith, what I would tell people is, when you get to that level and there is the controversial or kind of contention, so to say, about the choice of the person you want to marry, don't dive in immediately like that. Try as much as possible to soften the whole system. The heart of the king is in the Lord's hand. I've seen it work that way. And recently I can see a lady who did that at the same time. So don't go, I want to go by force. More like you are trying to.
Is this for the children, right?
Yeah. So don't trying to. If I don't get your consent, I can get another parent to do my prayer. I don't think it's allowed to go. If they are not agreeing, maybe there are things they are saying. Can you make them see it better, prayerfully? All right. So I remember someone said they give her dowry list of things, and he didn't. There are things that doesn't go well with him with that list. but he refused to talk about it. So after a while, we'll send you something, you are not answering. What's the problem? So you have to pray to God, God give him wisdom. Daddy, I'm sure that when we get married, you don't want us to be a problem to you. I said, no. There are some certain things in that list that will be a problem to you in future. So you remove everything that is going to be a problem for you. So the wisdom
The
requires
father must be a very
Understanding man and
There
calm.
are some fathers that will insist that they want to collect.
I just, of course, we see different kind of people. You know, no, you can't. I can't send you to
Yes.
school. You marry. No, it's not possible. You can't. You must marry a lawyer. You must have a, I know. But then I would advise that you see some better. But if God now say, because they're exceptional exception for every matter. If God now say, go ahead, and then because I've seen it too, maybe one out of two out of 10, eventually they are praying with us. Happy, I didn't see when they forced to get married, their own will not their own parents. Their brain will now succumb to them later. I've seen
When they see things working.
things working. So, but then when it's fire and fire, you can see some better. Maybe God can still change their mind, talk to them, and prayerfully go about it and see things work out. But then if God give you go ahead on how to go about it, I think God is superior than any human being. So that will not look as if marriage is supposed to be, we now put a bed because daddy and mommy is not saying yes. Because I've seen the two sides work. That's the truth. We have all seen parents who counsel their children out of problem. Do you understand? Because the father said, no, that there's a problem, danger, because of this and this has happened. Can we find out? Only for the woman to dig deep and find out that this thing this guy is saying is a lie. He just want to get married, but because of what the father said, find out that this thing is a lie, and then that's saved her from the problem. Maybe, for example, the sickle cell, he didn't tell them that sickle cell problem, and he was saying, no, I'm 80, and then go and formulate stuff that has to do with medical information. But because daddy said it, he wanted to begin and find deep things and find out that the guy is SS, and he's AS. So chances of proving a sickle cell is very high. Right. So it was by virtue of that father's counsel that take her off the problem. So just we have to be balanced. But then God's will and attention is more important than any other things. I don't know.
Thank you very much, sir. Well, over to you, Bisola, before we go to the second question, which I'm sure will really interest you. So what's your own view? Intertribal marriage, you married to someone that is not partly Yoruba. So how did you go about it? Maybe convincing yourself or parents. Did you at a time had issue about maybe personally that you were being pessimistic?
I was actually, because sometimes when growing up you have this kind of I cannot marry Igbo, no, I can't marry Igbo.
Don't understand their language.
Yes, because especially when there has to be a function that brings everybody together and you guys are communicating and it's like they're speaking another language. It's like you will like borrow me, so are they talking about me? And so especially like that. But what I'll just try to say is I by everything Pastor David said, it's like I go with it. But what I just want to say is that most parents try to give such counsels because of probably what they might have gone through. It might not be like them exactly, but what they have seen, maybe that's happened to their friend or they've heard about it. So most of the time I feel like they do that out of love to their children or probably him or their child. So, and another thing I try to pick out of this thing is that the Bible said, and a man will leave I think a man will leave his mom and dad and mother and cleave to. They did not say the father and mother will make him leave them and follow them. So everything Pastor David said is like it's on point. So to me that's it.
Well, that's interesting. And one thing I want to say about that is, before anyone can say I want to go and marry, you must have gotten to a level of maturity that you know that okay, I'm not marrying tribe, I'm marrying person. I'm married individuality. I'm marrying this person's personal character, not the character of how they do in their village. You understand? So once you both have agreed on this, you know that okay, we are going to, and you know that maybe one of the family of the parents might really go against it. You have to talk to your partner about that. Okay, are we ready to do this thing? You understand? Then, as an individual, go to your parents, go ask them, talk to them about it. That okay, why don't you want me to marry this person? Is there any reason why you don't want me to marry this person? And if you want to go into that marriage, you believe that, okay, maybe if you're a Christian, for instance, maybe you have prayed about it, you have gotten your conviction that, oh, this is someone you want to marry. Do you know that sometimes you might even marry someone from your same tribe and that marriage
Big
might not still
problem.
work.
Exactly.
Someone that you are from the same village, from the same, they know the father, they know the mother, and the marriage might not still work. So you understanding that, okay, I'm mature, I've gotten to a level that I know what I want in marriage. I know this person I want to get married to is, I'm not fine. I'm married. Before I say I want to, they say you Yawo gidi. Let me say it in Yoruba that Yawo gidi as that you can marry a partner, but you can't marry a bad in-law. You understand? But it's the partner that is number one. Then the in-law, the parent, they are secondary. The way you're paid, your parents are going to accept your spouse. It depends on the way you place your spouse before your parents. If you have talked down on your spouse before your family and your parents, then you can't expect anything less. So that is what is important. You and your partner first. Then you take it up to God in prayer. You talk to God about it. Like he rightly said that the key to the heart of king belongs to God. So God can change. I've seen God change the mind of parents. That the parent that was you can't marry. Is the parent that will be saying that where is that person you said you wanted to marry before? It's the power of prayer. So prayer can change anything. And quickly, I think I'm going to start the second one from you, Bisola. So how far is too far when you are sacrificing for love, sacrificing for a loved ones? How far is too far? Is it at the detriment of your own needs, or you don't, as in, according to the scripture that says, love your neighbor as some people say as yourself, not more than yourself. So how far is too far to sacrifice for love?
To me, sacrifice is a very big word. So we have to be very explicit, especially when we're talking about sacrifice. Sacrifice goes a long way. So if you're saying you want to sacrifice for your partner, the first question I'll ask is, if that partner to be in my shoe, will he also sacrifice that much for me? Me, I'm not saying you cannot sacrifice, but to me, I feel like there are levels of sacrifices that we can make as human. Because to me, whenever, like, that's Sudoku, probably before he said your husband might be in the hospital, maybe he needs some of your organ to function, and I'm going to remove one of my heart and give to him and with peradventure, if something does gonna happen to my enemy, like I just gonna do like that as I pass on like that. I wish I said that you said then fellow means because of my children that somebody will take care of. He will move on. That's what me. I just feel like sacrifice. There are a level of sacrifice.
So God forbid, let me use the scenario now. So God forbid that happens, but in case maybe your partner that you know you love so much with all of your heart, the father of your child, and that you have said, oh, I love you to return in death, in sickness, all those things. Now I'll be with you, and they say we know that okay, you have two functioning organs, and we just need one, and maybe the partner doesn't have anyone at all. I'll just need one out of the organ, and they promise that okay, everything will be fine and okay. As in, that kind of sacrifice, is it something worth laying down for, or you want to just face the reality that
we need to face reality.
So
the reality that we'll pray for healing. We'll pray for healing.
Let me hear you. Because this is a reality case. Like it really happened. Like an artist that maybe needed a kidney transplant, and they said the wife sacrificed. But I think it's always from woman to man.
I've never heard like the other way around.
Sacrifice some. Maybe it might be possible, but it's very, very rare. I think maybe it might be easier for the woman to say. Women, we are very emotional. So, but the man will think about if the parent you say why show you pressure, so.
Well, the thing is this: there is no love if you remove sacrifice out of it. That one love. One of the attributes is sacrifice, not seeing it from your view, seeking the opinion, seeking the interest of your party, of the other party. Sorry. Recently I did a program on Sunday, and the guest was saying something very striking. He said, you are not married because of yourself. You marry to focus on your partner, and the partner also focus on you. And if you are waiting if that situation never comes, does that mean that when you're in a situation to where you will not help? You say that, what if I'm busy, the one, can you do it for me? So I'm in a position that I'm able to do it. If you truly say you love someone, there's no amount of sacrifice that is too much as far as I'm concerned. I'm not talking about killing you That's not Jesus could have done that. There's no
Romeo died for Juliet.
that's
That's
I'm talking about the reasons that okay, yes, I can do part of this, and then we can have this together and continue life. Like the health challenge you mentioned. I've seen people who've done that. Even female, me too done for his wife. So if you say you love, one of the things that it will show is that you must ready to sacrifice. If you are not ready to do that sacrifice, your love is still conditional.
Are you trying to say if I don't sacrifice my kidney, he doesn't? I don't love him.
No, no. Listen. You see, when Jesus was giving the word love and was saying, "Who is your neighbor?" Anyone you're in a position to help, you are in a position to help at that point. Remember, if you refuse to do it, it's going to get somewhere else. Who does it? It's a human being. So what makes you different? You that is now close, you can't do it. The kidney can is going to go. It's not going to go from an animal. It's going to go from a human being. They are not manufactured kidney. It's human being organ. They are going to accept. So why are you so particular about it that you can't do it? If another person outside can do it, that's the way the person will wait. Oh, you that is very close, so you can't do it. I have to go and do it outside.
It's because of the love I have for you.
You will go and because I needed you right now. I needed you to come in for me right now. I needed you to be of help at this time. Because at this point, I can define a lot of things by that sacrifice to me that you really love me. Yeah. So I don't think there's a limit to which that, as far as in your capacity to do.
Exactly.
I'm not saying that things you don't have capacity to do. You are having a true organ working, and then the doctor have do you know they will not just say they want to operate and remove the organ. They will do assessment, they will do everything. Okay, you are fit enough to donate this. And then they are saying, no. And
what if it now happens that it doesn't really end well? Because will you try to say that because the guy does, if no, sir, I'm trying to take the odd chances now. Like, let's say if eventually I donate and maybe all tests proving, we've watched movies that all tests proving that, okay, this girl is okay for this operation and okay, and they carry out the operation, and at the end of the day, she dies. Are you trying to say that, okay, because I sacrificed my life for my partner will say, okay, because this girl gave me a kidney, I'm not going to get married to any other person. I will take care of my children.
No, see, for every subject we are discussing, let us address it the way it is before we dive, right? So I don't want to, because they are all mixed together. There are situations that you are talking on. There are also situations where if you don't donate, the person will die. It takes him or her to donate for the person to live, and eventually they leave. So in the context of when I'm in a position to do it, and I'm thinking, I don't think this thing will work well, or I beg, let's look for alternative. And we pray, like you said, you are in a position to do it. It's not going to remove anything. They do assessment, everything is okay. It's just for you to say, I'm ready, consent to do operation. And you refuse. That's what I'm talking about. So, and those, I don't want us also limit to just kidney stuff. There are other things you can sacrifice.
Exactly. That's why I said it varies.
But that seems to be like complicated, or seem to be like extra, so to say, because life is involved.
Extreme,
you know.
Yeah.
So, but the reality is that I can sacrifice other things for my partner. You understand? I can sacrifice that. Instead of me taking what's it called, this first position, I want to recommend my spouse as a husband, possibly to take this. And then let me take the second one.
So how many men or how many husbands can step down and allow their wife to climb? It's very, sir. I know the fact that I know you are.
We don't have we don't have a figure. I don't want us to generalize.
Yeah, we don't have a figure actually. But generally men are believed to be
the head.
Yes. Supremacy, the head of the family, that I should be the one that should be the top. I've seen a case whereby a man said the wife was given an offer to come and study, as in the company where she's working, that they gave her the offer to travel abroad for a course that can, after the course, she rise to
liberate the family.
You understand? And the man said no, that she can't do. It was the master's program. When she sponsored her for master, and she said no, that she stopped at BSc level, that her wife cannot. You understand? So there are some men like that when the woman is climbing to the climax, they feel threatened, and we've seen cases whereby some women they sacrifice for the family. We've seen women that they sacrifice. Maybe maybe the man and the woman, they are both of them, they are 8 to 5, and they are like, okay, the two of us can be doing the same job.
Because of
Family. Someone has to just step down and say, okay, I want. So that one is another level of sacrifice. You sacrifice your ambition,
time,
you sacrifice your career and everything. And at the end of the, I have seen some men. It could happen on the other way around too, but a lot from men that after the woman have sacrificed some things, and maybe the man is the one working or the man is the one, they now use it against the woman.
Ask her what she brings to the table.
You understand what she brings to the table, and I've seen cases whereby the man will be the one that will be dictating, oh yeah, this is how much I can give you, and you want to be like, hey, me. If not that, I sacrifice. So a woman, somebody was discussing this, and she was like, I sacrificed my work. Before I got married to you, I was doing well. I was working. She was saying, and just because she wanted to keep the home, and she said, okay, she's going to volunteer herself. So that's another level of sacrifice. So are you now saying she acted stupidly for agreeing to sacrifice for the family? Or so how do we draw that line? Because it's very real, it's realistic, it happens a lot, and we try to overlook. And now people are woke. Before you tell people to sacrifice, they'll be like, is this person worth sacrificing?
Exactly. That's my point.
Do you understand?
Let me first of all commend any woman of in that category. You've done amazingly well. You've done something that an extra woman, or it takes an extra strength for a woman to carry out. So you have not done anything wrong for yourself in that category, sacrificing for your spouse. And in case your husband does not really understand or does not take your sacrifice to be something that worth it, it doesn't mean that you have done something wrong. It's just unfortunate that your husband refuses to understand that, yes, this sacrifice has been done. I also have to pat, the back of my wife and stay. And I see a lot of insecure men. I'm sorry to say, a lot of them, which is one of the assignment that God has given to me. My gender, I have a lot of traditional issues. Yes, I've seen people that fall in this category that when things now work well, they will now forget everything. They will now want to be man now. They will forget about the things the woman have done. The fact that I'll be with children just 1 year. Which 1 year? Stay with your child 1 month. 1 day, serve as a man. You understand what it is doing. So I am not saying that there are no men like that. But does that mean that if a woman does something to that extreme is wrong? No. It's unfortunate that because there are men who also value this. Because I've seen men say, I will not be where I am. I see minister, I think in Kenya, who said, it takes my wife. Everything you are saying today, I do not have the credit. It's my wife that have the credit. That is an hero who will not try to subject the role of his wife, the input of his wife. And when you have arrived now, you're not beginning to think you've done. You must be able to. Any woman that sacrifices anything for you as a man, when you get there, do not forget. I do say to people, I've seen somebody who said, I want to put money into your business or your wife's business. What do you think? And I can't say. The man said, put the money in my wife's business. My business is okay. Put the money in my wife's business. But do you know that some men will carry the money? No, I need the money. So when I carry the money, I'm the head of the woman, the wife.
The wife can manage.
Yes.
But it happens. The man sacrifices, so give the money to my wife. I will be okay with what I'm doing. I can but let the business come in. That's the kind of man we're talking about. So the sacrifice we are talking of, there's no, if you truly love someone, is one of the attributes of that love that you're ready to sacrifice. It's not the Bible says love is not self-seeking. It's seek the appeal of other. That's 1 Corinthians chapter 13, permit me because of my faith, verse 1 to 13, verse 1 to 10. It boils down, it brings down the real meaning of love, not what you prefer with your mouth. It does not take record of wrongs. It does not seek for himself. It does not, it's not puff up. A lot of things there. And these are the things I read long time before I got married. It was a wow. This is it. So if you truly love someone, you're able to sacrifice. And may I say this as a round up my session? If you do anything in terms of sacrifice for your spouse, it is not for you to be like you want to use it at all time. Use it and be telling the person, it's not for me. It's not for me. Especially if you're a woman, you do that for a man. A man seems to shrink in terms of ego. Anything that is done for the family should be ticked off. It should be success of two of us. If God puts you in a position to do it, bless God for it. Don't try to come and bring it to the man's face that if not for me, balance in your life, this kind of is not needed. So you are sacrificing, you are not really expecting, but you are in a position to help at this time because you know that this is an institution that God has brought us to be part of as husband and wife, and we both need our input to make it to heaven.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. Fine, Bisola, I like your being realistic on this matter, because a lot of people are like, oh, more, I need to really understand the kind of sacrifice you are making, and like what he rightly said, that it starts from what are you, as why are you sacrificing this? Is there love? You can't sacrifice. There's sacrifice and love. It goes hand in hand. It works together. You understand? As in sacrifice, as in someone that you love with your heart. That means you have a good intent. God sees the intent of their, like I always said. And why do you want to give the kidney? Because I want this person to live. I'm not being pessimistic that this is not going to work. I just want this person to live. That's what is what you're after first. Because whether you marry someone else or something, it's like you're already thinking of what might not even happen. You're already concluding. So you have to begin to change our mindset from how about if this thing turn other way around, that I do. Why not focus on I want this person to live? That's my ultimate goal. So that's the positive thing that we need to really look out for. Okay, this is why I'm sacrificing this thing. I'm sacrificing for my family because I want my children to be okay. Not because when this man grows up, when he has the money, he's going to turn me against it. So a lot of time we have to just work on our mind so that we change some mindset, some fixed mindset that we already have, that this is how this thing, it might happen this way, it might not happen this way. No, like I was saying, that but if the table flips over and the table turns around, no, we look at it from the angle of the man to the woman. A lot of men, some weeks ago we talked about how some men are now staying woke to take care of themselves, that they believe that they've been the one sacrificing for the family, paying school fees, doing this, doing that. And the women, they are not just, some women are still saying that they are not doing enough, or they are not even looking at, okay, this man that is sacrificing, how do we encourage him? How do we take care of him? How do we appreciate what he's doing? So there's nobody that will be sacrificing that wouldn't want to be appreciated, or to want someone to even see my effort, or even to try to see how you can even come in to help. Sacrifice is about easing someone from something the person cannot do alone. So that's when it is I sacrifice, even though it's not convenient for me, but I'm giving it from the heart of love. So when we look at the intent of the heart, that we are doing something, we won't look at our own gratification, but you look at, okay, I'm happy. I want this person to be happy. I'm alive. I want this person to be alive too. You understand? So when you balance things up and you believe that, okay, this is a partnership thing, everybody must rise together. Not that somebody is rising and the other person is falling down. Anyone that is low, look for ways to bring the person up. Because if you are always up there, by the time you fall, the people that are down, automatically they will go up, and they won't remember you by the time they are up, because they will be like, when you were up, what did you do to us? So anyone that is in the position to help, please don't hold back to help. If you're in the position to sacrifice for people, don't hold back, because you might be in need of that help tomorrow. So I believe we have learned a lot from this morning. Thank you, Mr. David, for coming. Pastor David, Mr. Impeccable. Thank you, Bisola, for also coming and for sharing your view on this. And this is where we're going to wrap it up on Just a Chat with BUNMI ALABI. If you have any question, you have anything to add up to this contribution, please do well to drop it in the comment section. And like I always say, please do well to subscribe to this channel at BUNMI. Just click it now. As you're watching it, click that subscription button now and subscribe, so that you can enjoy more of our videos. Till I come your way again next week for another interesting episode of Just a Chat. Thank you, Pastor David. Thank you, Bisola. Thank you, our viewers. Thank you, everybody behind the camera, for being a part of this. Till we come again next week, it's me, BUNMI ALABI, saying have an amazing and wonderful weekend. Bye.
Bye.